Hi, hi, hi. It's Tuesday. It is 3 minutes before noon. I just wanted to get on here a little bit early to see who shows up. So if you're watching this on the replay, it's going to be a few minutes before I actually get going. So hello and welcome, and let us know where you're listening from. I'm just going to hang out here and talk to you. I came up with this idea to share with you today, tips to feel loved on Valentine's Day. So even if you're going through a divorce, even if you're going through like a rough time in your life, even if you're single, this is my specialty to share with you how to get through these rough times, especially divorce, breakups. Valentine's Day can be super triggering, and that's why I wanted to pop on here today and share these tips with you. So if you're jumping on, if you're joining, hello, hello, hello. And I was sharing with you last week that every Tuesday, Keely, the dating and relationship coach, and I were going to show up here every Tuesday for you. But some things have changed and rearranged. So I'm here today, Tuesday. Hi, hello. If you don't know me, my name is Denise Kavaleskis, and I am a narcissistic abuse recovery coach. And Keely and I are actually going to show up live on TikTok for you on Wednesdays at 12. Okay, so it changed from Tuesdays to Wednesdays. But starting next week, every Wednesday. So today, since I promised you Tuesdays, I told Keely, I said, I'm going to show up today and talk to you, especially because Valentine's Day is tomorrow. And I've been talking about how to be single and love yourself on Valentine's Day, or if you're going through a divorce on Valentine's Day or a breakup or whatever, for years, like since 2014, 10 years. Wow. Although 10 years ago, I didn't know shit. Well, not shit, but a lot more than I know now. So let me know in the comments if you're going through a divorce right now, or if Valentine's Day is just triggering for you. Let me know in the chat if it's triggering for you. I know it can be very triggering for a lot of people. I know when I first left my 22-year narcissistic abusive marriage to the father of my two children, Valentine's Day, it got me with all the feels, right? Even when we were together. Like, I remember the last Valentine's Day that we were together, I wasn't wanting to give him anything, like a present or whatever. I didn't want anything from him. And I guess we were still playing the act of being together. How many of you have done that? Playing the act of being together. So it was Valentine's. It was like around 4 or 5 o'clock, and he came home with a Valentine's gift for me. And I was like, shit, I didn't get him anything. And I didn't want anything from him. So while he was taking a shower, I ran out of the house, went to Target, picked up some DVD or video, I don't know. And that's a whole nother thing, ladies. You are not obligated to buy a man a gift. In fact, when we buy gifts, and this is a whole nother rabbit hole, so I'm just going to say this and then I'm going to move on. When we buy men gifts, we're actually emasculating them, okay? That's something that I didn't know. I just learned that within the past few years. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. I could go down that for you, the reasons why, if you'd like me to, on another video. But for this one, I wanted to give you tips on how to feel loved on Valentine's Day, even if you're going through a divorce, even if you're going through a breakup, even if you're single, right? Even if the divorce is over, you're single now, maybe this is your first Valentine's Day, spending it alone, single, no dates, no relationship, whatever. So I want to focus on that and give you those tips, because that's what's going to be a game changer for you. So if you follow me, or if you coach with me, then you know that I often say everything begins and ends with you. Everything begins and ends with you. So what does that mean? That means if you want to have an amazing, loving, sexy, juicy relationship with somebody, you've got to do that first with you. You've got to have that healthy, beautiful relationship with you first in order for you to have that relationship with somebody else. That's what I mean by everything begins and ends with you. Whatever you want in your outside world, you've got to give that to yourself first here for you. Okay? It has to come from within and then out. Everything begins and ends with you, so it starts here and then you'll see it outside of you. Okay? So that's number one. Everything begins and ends with you. You've got to create it for you first in order for you to receive it in your outside world. So, how do you feel loved during Valentine's Day, even if you're going through a divorce? Let me focus on that for a second, because if you're going through a divorce, there's so many emotions right now, right? You're dealing with the business side of divorce, you're dealing with the emotional side of divorce. It can be confusing. You can feel overwhelmed, lost, frustrated. When is this going to end? Is this ever going to end? I just want to move on with my life. I just want to be free. I just want to feel happy again. So that's the key, what I just said, right? I just want to feel happy again. So tip number one, what makes you happy? What makes you happy? Big or small, what makes you happy? So write that down for yourself. What makes you happy? So for me, when I was single and going through Valentine's, what made me happy was flowers, right? Receiving flowers. So if that's what that is for you, gift yourself a beautiful bouquet of flowers, right? Roses or whatever your favorite flower is. Gift that for you. Even a single rose, even one, gift that for you. We've been so conditioned and so trained to think that that's stupid, that's dumb, what is that going to do? Why would I buy myself flowers? I'm supposed to receive it from somebody else. Well, let me tell you something. That's a lie. You have to do this for yourself first in order for you to receive it outside of yourself. So you buying yourself flowers is you in your receiving mode. Very important. Okay, you've got to receive, you've got to learn how to receive. And so many of us women have trouble receiving because we've been conditioned and trained to think like, let me give. If I give love, if I give presents, if I give, then I will receive. It's the opposite, right? If I give a present to a man or my mate or my husband or my partner or whatever, then I'll receive a gift or feel loved by that person. No. Flip that. You have to do this for yourself first in order for you to receive it. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. It's all the conditioning that we've been conditioned to think. And I see so many women buying gifts and really putting a lot of thought into Valentine's Day and how they're going and no shame, no blame. I did this too. So no shame, no blame. This is pure awareness for you to open your eyes. Ladies, you're the gift. You're the gift. You are the one who gets showered with gifts, showered with love, showered with I love yous and you're so amazing and what would I, all the love, right? All the love. So, hey, I am not accepting any invites. Maybe a later time. Right now, I'm just going to share this with you. Tips to feel loved on Valentine's Day. All right. So maybe at a later time. All right. So thank you for that. So what makes you happy? What makes you happy? Is it receiving flowers? Is it a nice dinner? What makes you happy? Hey, Amy, thank you. Thank you for the likes. And if you, for those of you who are listening, if this information is something that you know somebody who could use this information, please share it with them. Thanks for the likes. Okay. And I will get to your questions and comments. Absolutely, I will do that. So what makes you happy? Do that for yourself. What makes you happy? Do that for yourself. Okay? Remember, everything begins and ends with you. So you've got to be in a place where you are, one, making yourself happy and receiving this for yourself. All right? Number two, what would you like for Valentine's Day? Like, what would you like? Tangible things, like things that, like dinner, flowers, a trip, I love you, whatever it is. Again, do that for yourself. What would you like? Have you even thought about what you would like to receive? Have you even ever just close your eyes and just visualize you receiving flowers or candy or a surprise dinner or a surprise weekend trip getaway? Whatever it is, have you ever done this and just went into the feeling of receiving that? Have you ever done that? That's a great way for you to call that into your reality. Just by doing that. Like how much time a day do you spend on your future versus how much time a day do you think about the past or the crap you're going through? All right. So number 3 is, how do you want to be treated on Valentine's Day? How do you want to be treated? So in the past, if you've been treated like ignored, right? A lot of my clients going through divorce or have been through the divorce or in these toxic relationships, their Valentine's Day is not acknowledged, or it's acknowledged out of obligation versus I want you to have this, I want to see you happy, right? So what do you want, or how do you want to be treated? Do you want to be surprised? Do you want to have plans? What, for you, how do you want to be treated? Maybe it's no big deal to you. Like, it's no big deal to me. Valentine's Day is no big deal to me. So I don't really put a lot of energy into it. If my husband, he's really good at surprises and things like that, but it doesn't really matter to me. So if it doesn't matter to you, then you're good to go, right? But if it does matter to you and you really want to receive love, maybe through your own love language, right? Maybe affirmations, talk, gifts, surprises, whatever it is for you, that's something that you need to identify for you first in order for you to receive it. I talk to so many women and I ask them this question: what do you want? And the majority of them don't know. They don't know what they want. Ooh, 44 likes. Ooh, angel numbers. 44 likes with 4 hearts. I'm all about the synchronicities and the angel numbers and the messages that are constantly coming to me. So thank you for that. So identify what you want. Like, really get clear and don't go into, because a lot of women that I talk to and I say, what do you want? Either they don't know, very few do know, but either they don't know or they'll go on and they'll tell me what they don't want. You have to be clear in order for you to manifest the life that you want and feel loved on Valentine's Day, or feel loved every single day. You've got to get really super duper clear on what it is that you want. So focus on what you want. If you're having trouble with that, this is what I tell my clients to do. Take a sheet of paper. Okay, this is a tip that I share with a lot of people. This annoys me, but I'm not gonna rip it off right now. Fold your paper in half like this. Okay, if you're having trouble not knowing, like being clear on what you want. So what you want to do is you want to divide the paper up, and on one side, if it's easier for you to identify what you don't want, that's totally okay. Go with that, girl. Write it down. Make a list of all things you do not want for Valentine's Day, in a relationship, in life, whatever it is. Don't want, all right? I'm gonna put a big X, right? To represent don't want. Don't want. And you make the list and you just go. You just list it all, whatever it is. If you have to use the back, go for it. Keep it on the same side, okay? Don't want. I don't want to be disrespected. This is what a lot of women tell me, and that was in my relationship too, right? I was always being disrespected by him. I don't want to be disrespected. I don't want to feel like I'm always putting in the energy or the effort in the relationship, right? Enlist all the I don't want. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want that. And just keep going and keep going. Because what this is going to do is this is going to give you clarity on what you do want. Because what you do on the other side of the paper is you counteract what the don't want was for what you do want. This also gives you clarity because clarity is power. Your clarity and what you want is your power, because the universe doesn't know what to bring to you unless you know what you want to have to come into your life. If you're wishy-washy, if you're on the fence, well, I do want this, but the universe doesn't know what to bring to you. Okay, so you've got to get super clear on what you want in order for the universe to bring it to you. There's this book by Jen Sincero. You Are a Badass at Making Money. And in the book, this is what really like opened my eyes for me when I read that book. And in the book, she says, would you go to a sandwich shop like Jersey Mike's or Subway or whatever, any kind of a sandwich shop? And would you go into the sandwich shop and tell the person that's helping you, I want a sandwich? Would you do that? Would you walk in and say, I want a sandwich? Or would you be like, oh, like Jersey Mike's. We have Jersey Mike's here in North Carolina. I want a number 13 on white bread, no mayo, extra lettuce. See how specific that was? That's how you have to be with the universe. That's the language that the universe is going to understand. Specifics, details. You may think it's a small detail, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Absolutely, it does. So when you make your list of what you don't want in the relationship or whatever it is for Valentine's Day, whatever, then you can counteract it with what you do want. I don't want to be disrespected in a relationship. Means I want respect. I want to feel respected. And you can even go deeper with that. I want to feel loved. I want to feel adored. That's still the opposite of I don't want to be disrespected. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. And I'm going to look over because I saw some comments coming in. Let me know in the chat if that makes sense to you. What that exercise I just gave to you. So many people joining. I love it. I love it. Even if you don't stay, there's a seed being planted. 50 minutes ago, judge granted my divorce from covert narc. There was no show. Isabella's way. I don't know what does no show mean. The other person didn't show up? Ooh, I got rid of him. Congratulations. I'm going through divorce and trying to feel special this Valentine's Day. Okay, Amy. Awesome. Then this is definitely going to help you. Let me know if it's helping you so far. Right? The clarity of having what you do want. It's everything for you, because our brains, remember, we've been so conditioned for so long. I know I didn't know what I wanted. Nobody ever had this conversation with me, right? So when I was in my 22-year toxic relationship, I took the breadcrumbs. And so if Valentine's Day was a day that he was in a bad mood or whatever, and that's what he came home, that's how he came home, and that's what I got, a shitty Valentine's Day. And I didn't feel loved. And I didn't feel whatever, right? So this is how much this annoys me, that I just have to do this. Anybody else like this? You can't have these edges? It just drives me nuts. And I'm a big time pen to paper person. I love to write, and all of the exercises that I give to my clients are pen to paper, because there's a superpower behind you putting pen to paper versus typing. Now, I'm not saying typing isn't good. Like, if that's all you can do in the moment, do it. But pen to paper is just so much more powerful. So that's a great exercise for you to do. And even if you're alone on Valentine's Day, this is a great exercise that you could do on Valentine's Day. It will be super powerful for you to get crystal clear on what you do want by listing what you don't want. Okay, so this side would be what you don't want, this, and then you can counteract that with what you do want. And then, like I said, you could go deeper with that. For example, the respect, because that's the number one thing that women tell me is I'm going to be I'm going to be respected in my next relationship. Why? Because they weren't respected in the last relationship, right? Or the relationship before that, right? So there's that. All right. There's a million other things, but that's a big one. To feel respected, to feel appreciated, to feel acknowledged, to feel seen, to feel heard, like all of those things. So that's a great exercise that you can do. Let me know if you guys have any questions or any comments of so far what I've shared with you, because I would love to contribute to you if that's what you would like. So I'm going to stay focused on this tips to feel loved on Valentine's Day. So back in the day when I just started out my coaching business, I did videos always around Valentine's Day of being single for this is when I was single too, being single for Valentine's Day and loving it. That was like my big, I shared that like probably a million times. Being single, I think it was called Single for the Holidays and Loving It. How to love being single for the holidays, right? And these were for divorcees, going through the divorce, the breakup, already divorced, haven't found true love yet, still dating, still trying to find the one. And I was single as well. So I was leading by example, because when I left my 22-year toxic relationship and moved 3 states away with nothing but a futon couch and an air mattress, true story, I was here in North Carolina and I was single, and I made the best of it, just like I did for everything else, right? The holidays, the anniversary, the special occasions, all of it. I made the best of it. So I would also challenge myself to go have dinner alone or go to a bar alone, which I no longer recommend bars. Bars, I've grown from then, but that was one of the challenges that I would do. Because again, going to a restaurant alone, there's this pre-notion that you're alone, you're a loser, you don't have anybody, nobody loves you if you go to a restaurant by yourself. But I know from that experience that it is super empowering for you to move through that notion of all of the things that I just named and to go have your favorite meal by yourself and sit at the table by yourself, right? Don't worry about what other people are thinking. Don't worry about how they perceive you, because guess what? They're perceiving you through their lenses. And if their lenses are wounded, which most people are, then they're going to see you as wounded. But that's their perception of you. That's their view from their lenses looking out to you. Does that really matter in your world? At the end of the day, when you go to sleep, does it matter what other people think of you, or does it matter what you think of you? Right? It's you. Remember, everything begins and ends with you. Everything begins and ends with you. How you feel about yourself is how other people are going to perceive you and see you. How you take care of yourself, your level of confidence, the level of love that you have for yourself, how much you trust yourself. All of those things start here in order for you to have somebody love you, trust you, right? Also, the act of forgiveness. Forgiving is an act of self-love. how you forgive yourself, for the mistakes that you made, is how other people are going to perceive you. Does that make sense? All right, so I shared the 3 tips with you, and I got my whiteboard behind me, and I wanted to share something else with you because teaching is my favorite. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Now, last Tuesday, I was dressed from the waist up, but I had my pajama pants on. Today, I'm not in my pajama pants. So, if I need to get up and teach, I will do that. But you see what I have on the board? Raise your vibration. Because, sister, I'm telling you, that is the key to everything. Tips to feel love on Valentine's Day ultimately is for you to raise your vibration. So what do I mean by that? There's all these levels of emotions that we have within ourselves, right? I'm gonna share with you on the board in a second. All these levels of vibrations, all these emotions. So think of what I'm about to share with you as energies / emotions. All right. And when you're in the lower levels of energies or emotions, then that's when we feel I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, it's me, I'm the problem, right? Like the Taylor Swift song, hey, it's me, I'm the problem. It's all of those lower level emotions, the guilt, lots of shame. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of my story. I feel guilty. I feel bad. Every time you say I'm sorry, that's guilt. Every time you say I feel bad for that person, that's guilt. Okay? Guilt is really super sneaky. It sneaks in there all the time. You don't even realize like what's actually happening when you feel guilty. So when you're in these lower levels of emotions or / energies, this is how, right? Everything begins and ends with you. So if this is how you feel, what's going to happen on your outside world, it's going to be more of how you feel on the inside. So if you're feeling shame or ashamed of you or your story, or guilt or fear, that's a big one. Women come to me, they're about to divorce the narcissist and they're so scared. They're in a lot of fear, right? Because, oh my God, he's threatening to take the kids. He's going to leave me broke. Like I get horrible divorce stories every single day from you, people, and also other people on TikTok and Facebook and in my community where they're scared. That's the number one thing that they are feeling going into the divorce or during the divorce. And then I get horrible stories of 3 years not divorced and I've already spent $650,000. And $700,000 is the most that I've heard of what a divorce cost, and that was a final divorce. But this $650,000 one is still ongoing. It's crazy. It's crazy, it's ridiculous, and it's all avoidable. Every single part of it is avoidable. There's 2 sides to divorce. There's a business side and there's an emotional side. The emotional side must be taken care of first before going into the business side, because and I see this all the time, women who go to the business side first, and no shame, no blame. Again, this is what we've been trained and conditioned to think. Go get the best divorce attorney. Go find yourself an attorney. I see women all the time in Facebook groups, right? I need a good divorce attorney. Or just found out that my husband cheated. We're getting divorced. What do I do? Kick him out and go get a divorce attorney. That is the opposite of what you should be doing, or a person in that situation should be doing. And in fact, when women tell women that, again, it's coming from their own wounded lenses that they're saying this to them. They're literally screwing that woman over. So, all right, I digress. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but every single one of my clients is one at divorcing a narcissist. Literally since 2016. Okay. So hold on. I think I need to do it this way. I'm going to flip it around so that you can see the can see the, okay, hold on. Hold up, wait a minute. How do I flip my camera? I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm gonna flip it. Flip it. Voila, there we go. Because I know when I have it the other way, you can't really see the words because they're showing up. They're showing up in the opposite way. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. Look at that. All right, let me know. Can you see that? And like, can you read that? Raise your vibration correctly or like in the right way? Let me know in the chat if you can see that the right way. Raise your vibration. And I got it dead center. Let me know. Let me know if you can see that the right way. I'm pretty sure you can, but I want to make sure that you can see it. Just give me a thumbs up or a yes, whatever, just so I know. Okay, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you so much. Okay, so in order for you to feel loved on Valentine's Day, there's a process that must be, how am I going to do this without checking every 2 seconds if someone's trying to jump on? Okay, there's a process that needs to happen for you, all right? Let me just put that in a little box there. All right, and the process that I'm going to share with you is what I share with my clients. It's what I share with my community of how to heal, and for this particular one, feel loved on Valentine's Day. So remember I was sharing with you the lower levels of emotions. Okay, so we're going to use these interchangeably. All right, so it's emotions / energies. All right, emotions / energies. So on the bottom, which is what I was sharing with you, right? Fear, I mentioned shame, guilt is a big one. Okay, so those are just a few examples of the lower levels of emotions. All right, fear, shame, guilt, that's just a few of them. And then when, like I said, when you're in the fear and the shame and the guilt, what happens? Everything begins and ends with you. So if that's how you feel inside of you, that's what you create unconsciously outside of you. More situations, more people in your life, more relationships based off of fear, guilt, and shame. Does that make sense? And so to feel loved on Valentine's Day, you've got to raise your vibration, right? So how do you get from these points of the lower levels of emotions and go up? So first let me share with you what is in the higher levels of vibrations, emotions, energies. So when you get to here, the middle piece, there's courage. All right, AGE. There's willingness, reason. Like you finally realize like everything happens for a reason. What's the reason? All right. And so also when you get to these, the middle piece, I'm going to color code them for you in a minute because it's really going to make sense to you once I color code it. But when you get to the middle piece, there's where you are out. Number one, you're out of the lower levels of emotions and energies. So automatically you feel better because you're not so much in the density of those emotions and you're not so much in the heaviness of those emotions, right? Because when we're in the lower levels of emotions, that's what we feel. We feel heavy. It's dark. It's a dark place. It's it sucks. It sucks because you think to yourself like, I'm a good person and I want good for humanity, and why is my life like this? When you're in the fear and the guilt and the shame. That's a whole rabbit hole I could go down, but I'm going to focus on this for you right now. And I'm going to color code it in a second. So Raise your vibration. Raise your vibration from being in the fear and the guilt and the shame into you being the courageous person that you are, because there is a courageous side to you. The willingness, the reasoning. And then when you get to the top, which is the goal, this is where you feel love, joy, and peace. These are the things that women tell me that they want. These 3 exact words, actually. This is what they tell me all the time. So they come to me, women come to me in the bottom, and they want this. So what I do is I walk them through the process from being in the lower levels to the higher levels. Does that make sense? Does this make sense so far? I'm going to color code it for you now. Because when I color code it, it's really going to put everything together for you. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the chat. And if you're liking this, tap that screen. Let me know if you like this teaching, this teaching lesson, how to feel loved on Valentine's Day. Okay, so here's the colors. The bottom is red. And I'm just going to, for the sake of this, just do a little bit of red there. The middle piece is yellow. All right. And then the top piece is green. All right. And so I wonder if you know what the colors represent. Let me ask you that first. Do you know what those colors, or what's the idea of what the colors are? Can you guess? So what the colors represent is like a traffic light, right? That's the opposite, right? Because the red would be on top and the green on the bottom. But just visualize, like, the colors represent a traffic light, because when we're in the lower levels of emotion / energies, we feel what? Stuck. This is what women tell me all day, every day. I feel stuck. I feel stuck in life. I feel stuck in my relationships. I feel stuck. And what do you say when you're at a red light and the red light is not changing to the green? We say, I'm stuck at the red light. I'm stuck. Makes sense, right? So emotionally and energetically, when you're in the lower levels, it's that same feeling like I'm stuck at a red light, meaning I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck at this red light. I can't move. I can't accelerate. I can't go. I can't get to my destination. I can't meet my target. I can't meet my goals. I'm stuck. Same thing. Same thing. That's why I color code this like a traffic light. Now, when you get to the middle piece where you're out of the lower level densities of emotions and energies, and you're feeling lighter because you're in the middle piece, right? You're not quite to your goal, but you're feeling better. You're not in the red anymore. This is where, just like at a yellow light is what? You're not going fast, but you're not stuck. You're going. You're getting by. I call it getting by. All right? And so getting by is where you're in your courage, the version of you that's courageous, where you have the willingness, right? Have the reasoning. And these are just a few of the many. This is the map of consciousness that I'm sharing with you by Dr. David Hawkins. This is what I teach my clients. This is the work that I do, that I've been doing since 2016, teaching clients how to raise your vibration, raise the emotions that you're in, raise your energies. This is what I teach my clients when they're going through, divorcing a narcissist, because when they're divorcing a narcissist, like I said, they're in fear. They're in massive fear. I'm scared. I'm scared he's going to leave me high and dry. I'm scared he's going to, and I'm talking about a woman divorcing a man, because that was my experience, and this is the majority of my clients that come to me are women. So it's the only reason I'm using this analogy. So they're scared that he's going to take all the money, he's going to take the kids, because he's threatening her, right? So what I teach my clients in all aspects, whether they're healing from the divorce, whether they're going through the divorce, all of it is to raise her vibration. Raise her vibration from the lower, dense, dark, heavy energies / emotions up into the higher ones, the green. That's the goal. So the yellow light, the yellow color is you're getting by. You're not to your destination, but you're not stuck anymore. You're getting by. And then the green is the goal. That is the target. That's where my clients end up at, which is feeling loved, feeling joy, feeling peace, even if they're in the middle of a divorce. Like I have a private client right now. She came to me before she hired the attorney, before she had her husband served, and we started working on her emotions. And this is the process that I walked her through. She came to me in the lower levels of the chart that I'm showing you, right? Where I feel stuck in these lower heavy density emotions / energies. I helped her walked her through clearing up, healing those lower level emotions to get to the higher ones. So now she's going through the divorce and she's feeling at peace. She's feeling loved. She's feeling joyous. Why? And she chose the right attorney for herself because she did not hire an attorney based off of fear, based off of desperation. This is such a common mistake. There's so many divorce attorneys out there that are really, really good and know what they're doing. And there's also a lot of shit divorce attorneys out there that just look at you as a means of a payment. That's it. You're a number. That's all they want, is to drag this divorce out too so that they have a payment. I hear it all the time. I wish I was lying. I wish I was making this up. So when you make a decision, any decision really, but hiring a divorce attorney is a life decision. It's going to affect your life. When you make it based off of desperation and fear, you're undoubtedly going to make a quote, I'll put air quotes in the air, mistake. You're going to choose the wrong one. So she came to me before she did all of that. And then she went and saw 3 attorneys and she already knew who she was going to hire and why. And that's the one that she hired. And so her divorce is a one and done, meaning 1 retainer fee and done with the divorce. No arguing, no let's drag this out, no hiccups, nothing. Smooth divorce. Simply because I showed her how to get out of the lower levels of energies and emotions and into the higher ones. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. I'm going to turn this around now because we're done with the chart. We're done. Let me flip my camera. Flippy, hey. All right, so does that help you at all? Did that help you understand, like, I talked a lot about divorce, but how to feel loved on Valentine's Day? Did the exercise help if you've been here that long? So I started at 12:41 minutes ago. So only if you've been here the whole time would you know about that. But I shared with you, this is why I can't find pens, my good pens. They're in other places they're not supposed to be. I shared with you how to get crystal clear on what it is that you want. Because in order for you to feel loved on Valentine's Day or any day, it starts with you. Everything begins and ends with you. So what are you doing for yourself for you to feel loved, right? Are you doing the things that you would like for somebody else to do for you, right? Like flowers or dinners or things like that, surprise trip or whatever. Are you doing those things for yourself? Because if you're not, and also what are you saying to yourself when you look in the mirror? Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. What are you saying to yourself when you look in the mirror? Pay attention to what you're saying to yourself when you look in the mirror. Because if you're looking in the mirror and you're criticizing yourself, or you're judging yourself, or you're comparing yourself to somebody else, like on TV, that is the opposite of self-love. You've got to love yourself in order for you to receive love. And part of receiving love is receiving the love for you that you have for yourself. That's why self-love is the foundation. That's why self-love, you hear there's self-love coaches and there's self-love movements, and everyone's talking about self-love, self-love, self-love. What does it freaking mean? Well, it's the platform of everything that I teach my clients. Because when my clients come to me in the red, I show them how to love themselves. And just by you loving yourself is going to raise your vibration. It's going to raise your frequency. It's going to raise your energy and your emotions into the green love. It's literally just like that. So you have to start with that. All right, my loves, I hope this was helpful for you. I will upload this onto my YouTube channel every week. I will be here. So starting next week, it'll be Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it'll be myself and Keely Swaski, I think pronounce her last name. And she's a dating and relationship coach. So every Wednesday at noon, I will be here on TikTok, and I'll be sharing, conversations like this with Keely. Also, I am partnering up, collaborating with a divorce financial person. I don't know if she's a financial advisor. She's a divorce financial, I don't know what the title is, I'm sorry. But that I'll be doing live on Facebook. And then I'll be uploading it to my YouTube channel. So if you want these on replay, then connect with me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that's where I'm going to take all of these. So maybe you're not on Facebook, or maybe you can't catch these live on TikTok, whatever, totally fine. Go to my YouTube, subscribe to my channel, because then you'll get these weekly. So the financial part of the divorce is also the business part of the divorce, right? You have to work the financial stuff out. I have clients who have lots of real estate investments and real estate and monies and inheritances and just like big clumps of money that has to be distributed into the divorce. So this again is the business part of it, right? The business part is the financial, and the legal part of the divorce. Where I come in is the emotional part of the divorce, to walk you through feeling, like I was sharing with you, feeling in the green, which is feeling at peace even though you're going through a divorce, feeling the love even though you're going through a divorce, feeling joyous even though you're going through a divorce. Hey, hello, Dr. Lisha. I gotta get used to saying doctor. Thank you. This is the forte, right? This is the our life's work is doing this. So that will be Wednesdays. And like I said, so there'll be 2 videos uploaded to my YouTube channel per week to give you this information and going deep on this information. So we'll be talking about dating. We'll be talking about relationships. We'll be talking about how to get out of the divorce successfully, right? We'll be talking about the financial part of divorce. I don't talk about legal stuff. I haven't partnered up with anybody legal. To be honest with you, if I say anything to you about the legal part, I'd be lying to you, because I don't know nothing about it, and I don't want to bring you false information or wrong information. And then as far as like partnering up with a legal expert, there's some things to that, right? Because I've talked to divorce attorneys, and they've told me, like, even every county, it's not even every state has these laws in place. It's every county has different laws. You could be in one county, and then in the next county, they have different laws in place for a divorce, which is kind of mind-blowing to me, but whatever. It's not my thing. My zone of genius is this: the emotional part, and to walk you through the emotional part. And all of my clients have won at divorcing a narcissist, high conflict divorces, because of the emotional piece was in place. They went and got the emotional piece because you're triggered. You're divorcing this person for a reason, right? Because it's not working, right? There's arguments, there's lots of wounds, there's lots of triggering going on. So to go through a divorce, like what's worse than being married to a narcissist? Divorcing one. So when you go through a divorce and you're still triggered and you're still hurt and you're still all the things that you had in the relationship, then how do you think the divorce is going to be a success when you're highly triggered? When this person is highly triggering you? Because you know, in a high conflict divorce, the other person is going to go hire a, I call barracuda attorney. Barracuda. I don't say pit bull because I have pit bulls and they are gentle and sweet. See my earrings? I'm a huge fan of rescues and pit bulls, so I don't say pit bull attorney. I say barracuda with the sharp teeth and going in for the attack because that's what happens, right? And so if you've been highly triggered or highly emotional in the marriage, how do you think it's going to be during a high confrontational divorce? It's going to be worse. And then they go and hire a barracuda divorce attorney who's now piling on the crap of your soon-to-be ex, which it makes it more. And if you're in this emotional state, and if you're in the lower levels of emotions, it is not going to end well. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is the truth. I get divorce stories all the time, every day, and they're horrible. And it's because this one piece is missing. It's the emotional piece. I can't stress this enough to everybody. It's the emotional piece. But when you have that emotional piece there, honey chow, honey sister chow, girl, sweetheart, you walk into mediation or whatever they're asking for stuff or whatever the crap is, right? Because divorce is, the whole thing is a scam. That's another rabbit hole. But anyway, you walk into it confident. You walk into it knowing you got this under control because you've worked on it. You've worked on your emotions. You're no longer stuck at a red light. You're no longer in the red. You're in the yellow. You're in the green. You are so confident that you are going to get what you're asking for. In fact, the majority of my testimonies from women are, I got more than what I was asking for. Mind-blowing to me, honey, because back in 2016, when I got that first testimony, I got more than what I was asking for. Initially, like, I'm happy for my client. I'm happy that she got it. But also, I'm like, what? Like, I was a part of that, right? I guided her through this. Like, whoa. Shocking, amazing, like, all the things, right? And then time after time, testimony after testimony, client after client, year after year, receiving testimonies like that. I got more than I was asking for. I was asking for X, Y, and Z. He agreed to everything. I got more than what I was asking for. I got more than what I was asking for. So it's pretty amazing. It brings me such joy. So look for that. Every Wednesday, I'll be on TikTok Live with Keely Swaski. I think that's her last name. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then I'll upload it to my YouTube channel. So like I said, if you can't be here live, just go to my bio, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the little bell so that you get the notifications. Denise has uploaded a new video. That way you can get the replay. All right? Because these are literally like training videos. This is literally what I teach my clients. So why not get these videos, subscribe to my channel and get the notifications and get these videos to walk you through and guide you through the process of, for this one is to feel loved on Valentine's Day, but also all of the topics that I share with you, right? And if you have any topic ideas that you would like me to share with you, send them to me. I am more than happy to take your, and copy paste, take your title, copy paste, and boom, that will be my next video. All right, my loves, I hope you have an amazing day. Happy Valentine's Day. Go out and buy yourself whatever you want. Flowers, dinners, treat yourself. Be so good to yourself and love yourself so, so much. Get your nails done, or pedicure, or spa day, or treat yourself to, like, maybe you can't get yourself something on Valentine's Day, but you could put a deposit down on a cruise, and that's your Valentine's Day present to yourself. Maybe you do a girls' weekend out or a girls' night out, whatever. Whatever makes you happy, do that for you. All right. Mwah. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. I'll see you next week.